Greetings, friends. Welcome to the Pin Tool Podcast. My name is Al Wayman, owner of Creek Road Pottery in Laceyville, Pennsylvania, next to the cold Tuscarora Creek. Pull up a chair around the wheel as we discuss topics concerning the art and craft of pottery, good books, storytelling, marketing,
Greetings,
creating
friends.
work
Welcome
that
back to
matters
the
for
Pin Tool
folks who care.
Podcast. This is Season 4, Episode 4. And you might be able to hear it's raining on the pottery roof. And we've been getting storms, sleet and freezing rain. But it's warming up. It's 40 degrees. And the Tuscarora Creek is running pretty full. The ice went out just the other day. It was 10 degrees. And then it warmed up pretty quickly. So I'm getting ready for the spring show coming up March 7th, 8th, and 9th of March. And I got a pretty decent start on it. I think I need some more mugs and a bunch more bowls. I need to fire out a refire of some work that didn't come up the way that I needed it to, look-wise. So I'm going to be refiring that to try to get some more interesting things happening on the pots. And then I'll have those pots for the spring show. Have some candles I'm putting in. And I'm also going to try for some larger baking dishes. And, with my fingers crossed, hopefully some plates. Hope to get out some, I intend to get out some shaving bowls for the wet shavers. Had a few people ask for them. They're always fun to do. And as I mentioned before, the wet shavers were some of my first customers when I started selling pots. And they were the first customers to buy pots off my Etsy account. And the first pots that I loaded there were shave bowls. So the website has been updated, and once I get work out of the kiln, I will be putting work into the online shop. I have a section on there, kind of like a social media section, where I'll be posting little blurbs, and you can see that on the website. And I'm trying to navigate there right now. It's called Mugshots and Musings. So if you go to that page on my website, you can see the little blurbs, kind of like social media posts, little updates. Because I figured if I could do that on Facebook, why not do that on my own website, right? So I've been trying to do that, and it's a lot of fun. I do a post and just not have it show in the blog section. So there's plugins that you can download that will allow you to have certain things show only certain places. And that's been very helpful. So I've been doing little updates and little side notes. So if you want to check that out, check out the Mug Shots and Musings on the Creek Road Pottery webpage. So I got some updates done there. I updated all the show dates, and I posted also a link to my Blue Sky account. A lot of artists been going over there, and it's been a pretty fun place. A lot less advertising. Actually, there's no advertising there yet. And I've just been having a good time looking at work and chatting with other potters who are over there. So if you have not gone to Blue Sky, check it out over there and send me a friend request, right? I'll follow you. So this week, we had Amelia the chatbot come back, and we're going to be talking about the 12-step Artist Way workshop that we're doing. we're using the Artist Way workbook by Julia Cameron, and we are combining that with the 12-step kind of program. And this week, we're talking about admitting what's not working and recover a sense of safety, right? And we get into talking about morning pages. So in her book, she recommends the morning pages. The second thing she recommends is taking yourself on an artist date. And then the third thing she recommends in her book is to do a follow-up every Sunday. So we'll be talking about that and about those things. If you need a book to do the morning pages, I'm going to give a shameless plug here for a journal, low-content journal that I put out. It's my Pottery journal, and it has undated pages, but the date that you can write in at the top in the My Pottery journal. It has in the bottom, it gives you a bunch of space to write, but on the bottom section, it has, if I could live yesterday over, I would have. Then you write a little thing in there. And then things I got to enjoy. So an expression of gratitude. And on the very bottom, if I live to be 86 from today, I only have blank days left. Am I enjoying life? It allows you to circle yes or no. Just as like a little reminder of the days passing. And we should always see our lives maybe like a movie, right? There's a beginning, middle, and end. And as we reach those points, we need to know that we're there, right? Of course, we can never know 100%, but it can give our life purpose some direction and bring about the change that we seek to make. So today, we're going to be throwing mugs down in the basement, and we're going to be chatting with my project planner, Amelia, the AI bot, and we're going to be talking about the Artist Way 12-step program. The first section, admit what's not working. So go grab a coffee and pull up a chair around the wheel. There's plenty of space down there. And we'll get on the topic, right? So see you then. All right, welcome back, everybody. Pull up a chair around the wheel, and we'll get on with the topic at hand. So we're using Julia Cameron's Artist Way and combining it with the 12-step program. And our focus for this episode is on admitting or acknowledging what's not working and regaining a sense of safety within our creative space. So we'll get Amelia on here. Hi, Amelia. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Al. I'm delighted to be here discussing this crucial first step with our listeners. As potters, we pour our hearts and souls into our craft, investing countless hours honing our skills, experimenting with techniques, and nurturing our unique artistic vision. However, amidst the creative fervor, it's easy to overlook the challenges that may be hindering our progress. Whether it's struggling to meet production deadlines, feeling overwhelmed by marketing demands, or grappling with creative blocks, these obstacles can chip away at our confidence and diminish our enjoyment of the pottery making process. That's why acknowledging what's not working is so vital. By confronting our difficulties head-on, we take the first step towards healing and growth. Moreover, cultivating a sense of safety within our creative space is paramount. Just as a seedling needs nourishing soil to flourish, our artistic endeavors require a supportive environment to thrive. When we feel secure and empowered in our studios, we're more likely to take risks, explore new ideas, and produce our best work. Al, in your experience, how has facing your challenges and fostering a safe creative space impacted your pottery practice?
Well, I try to have fun and not take myself so seriously. And also, I go easy on myself. I try to, anyways, because you need the freedom to experiment and make mistakes in a safe way. So I'm not saying to do anything that's not unsafe. I'm saying that, like, in order to move forward, you need to have room to mess up and practice. And a lot of times I think that when we try to practice, we also may revert back to doing things that are safe and things that we know due to fear. After a time, the work gets a little bit stale. And also, admitting your weakness helps so that you identify it and you are able to work on those areas that need working on.
Absolutely, Al. Embracing a playful attitude and granting yourself permission to make mistakes is essential for artistic growth. When we release the pressure to achieve perfection and instead focus on the joy of the creative process, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities. You've touched on a critical point. Fear can stifle innovation and lead us to repeat the same patterns, resulting in stagnation. By acknowledging our fears and weaknesses, we can begin to dismantle the barriers that hold us back. It's like chipping away at excess clay on a sculpture. As we remove the layers of resistance, we reveal the true essence of our artistic expression. In my own practice, I found that setting aside dedicated time for experimentation has been incredibly liberating. I designate certain days or sessions as playtime in my studio, where I allow myself to explore new techniques, materials, or forms without the expectation of producing a finished piece. This freedom to fail and learn has not only expanded my skill set, but has also reignited my passion for pottery. Another helpful strategy is to break down larger challenges into smaller, manageable tasks. For example, if you're struggling with glazing techniques, rather than attempting to master everything at once, focus on perfecting one type of glaze or effect before moving on to another. This approach makes the learning process less daunting and allows you to celebrate incremental progress along the way. Al, how do you incorporate a sense of play and experimentation into your pottery practice? And what advice would you give to listeners who may be feeling stuck or overwhelmed by the challenges they're facing?
Well, each morning I remind myself, I try to anyways, to have fun in what I'm doing. Sometimes I get really stressed out with anxiety because I'm trying to balance life, like we all are. But the minute I lose the idea that what I do is fun and to have fun with it and try not to take myself so seriously, it ends up going better because I'm not having anxiety over it. I also try to do morning pages each day that Julia Cameron mentions in the book Artist's Way. And also another technique, I try to list all my opportunity areas and challenges when I do the weekly review that I need to, all the things that I need to work on. So making a list follows the first steps in admitting what's not working, so you can see it on paper, and then you can pick different things that you need to improve on.
Those are fantastic strategies, Al. Starting each day with a reminder to find joy in your creative pursuit sets a positive tone and helps maintain enthusiasm throughout your work. The morning pages, as outlined by Julia Cameron in The Artist's Way, are indeed a powerful tool for clearing mental clutter and tapping into your creative wellspring. Creating a list of opportunity areas and challenges is an excellent way to gain clarity and prioritize your efforts. By putting pen to paper, you externalize your thoughts and concerns, making them feel more tangible and less overwhelming. This process aligns beautifully with the first step of admitting what's not working, as it encourages honest self-reflection and identification of areas needing improvement. Once you have your list, you can begin to tackle each item systematically. Here are a few suggestions for turning your challenges into opportunities. 1. Break down larger tasks. As mentioned earlier, dividing substantial goals into smaller, manageable steps can make them feel less daunting. For instance, if you're struggling with marketing, you might start by researching different platforms, then creating a basic content plan, followed by designing a few promotional posts. 2. Set SMART goals. Ensure your objectives are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework helps you define clear targets and track your progress effectively. 3. Seek support. Don't hesitate to reach out to fellow potters, mentors, or even hire professionals to assist you with particularly challenging areas. Collaboration and guidance can accelerate your growth and offer fresh perspectives. 4. Celebrate milestones. Acknowledge and reward yourself for each accomplishment, no matter how small. Recognizing your progress boosts motivation and reinforces positive habits. Al, how has listing your challenges helped you in your pottery journey? Have there been any unexpected benefits or insights gained from this practice?
Yeah. What I like to do is take out my pottery morning pages and I write, and then I ask myself a few questions that ended up being very helpful. What feels unmanageable or overwhelming in my pottery business? If it's production schedule, sales, marketing, even some creative energy, especially after working at the paper factory. And also, a second question, where do I feel the most fear? It could be pricing my work, feedback from others, creative risks, etc. And then after I think about those, I identify one small safe step that I could use to address some of those challenging areas. So it could be simplifying my production process, or choosing one marketing channel to focus on mostly, or scaling back some. There's been a lot of change in social media, especially with the political climate, and so things are being shuffled around and algorithms are being shuffled around. So it's really important to figure out which types of things you still want to pursue and take small steps in doing that if you feel fear.
Al, those are wonderful prompts to guide your journaling and reflection process. By addressing these questions, you're not only acknowledging your challenges, but also taking proactive steps towards resolving them. Let's dive deeper into each prompt and discuss how they can benefit our listeners. Prompt 1. What feels unmanageable or overwhelming in my pottery business? This question encourages you to pinpoint the specific areas causing stress or anxiety in your practice. Whether it's struggling to meet production deadlines, feeling bogged down by administrative tasks, or grappling with creative burnout, identifying these pain points is the first step towards finding solutions. For example, if you're consistently falling behind on your production schedule, consider evaluating your workflow. Are there any inefficiencies or bottlenecks in your process? Could outsourcing certain tasks free up more time for creating? By examining the root causes of your overwhelm, you can implement targeted changes to streamline your operations. Prompt 2. Where do I feel the most fear? Pricing my work, public feedback, or creative risks? Fear is a natural part of the creative process, but left unchecked, it can paralyze our progress and stifle our artistic growth. By identifying the sources of your anxiety, you can begin to develop coping mechanisms and build resilience. If you're apprehensive about pricing your work, research industry standards, consult with peers, and consider factors like material costs, labor, and market demand. Remember, valuing your time and expertise is crucial for sustaining a viable business. When it comes to public feedback, cultivate a thick skin and focus on constructive criticism that can help refine your skills. Not all feedback is created equal, so learn to discern between valid critiques and subjective opinions. Embracing creative risks is essential for pushing boundaries and evolving as an artist. Start small by incorporating new elements into your existing designs or setting aside dedicated time for experimentation. Gradually, you'll build confidence in exploring unfamiliar territory. Prompt 3. Identify one small, safe step to address a challenge. This final prompt is about taking action. Once you've identified your challenges and fears, choose one manageable task that will move you closer to resolution. Breaking down larger issues into bite-sized steps makes them feel less intimidating and more achievable. For instance, if marketing feels overwhelming, commit to posting one photo of your work on Instagram each week. Over time, as you become more comfortable with the platform, you can gradually increase your frequency and expand your content strategy. By focusing on small, safe steps, you build momentum and create a foundation for tackling more significant challenges in the future. Celebrate each accomplishment, no matter how minor, as it represents progress on your artistic journey. Al, how have these prompts influenced your approach to addressing challenges in your pottery business? Have there been any particular insights or breakthroughs that resulted from this reflective practice?
Well, I made it easier on myself by listing intentions rather than having checklists. Also, planning for experimental challenges gives a planned time to do things that I might feel uncomfortable with. So there's a set time and a planned downtime for experimentation where I don't feel rushed and it's not messing up my process or my schedule. Also, identifying and admitting challenges allows me to practice the skill of having and holding hard conversations I might not enjoy. So that's both with myself and at times maybe with other people and them with me. So that's a skill that I think is very important to develop, is being able to have and hold hard conversations that are uncomfortable and that you may not enjoy.
Those are brilliant insights, Al. Shifting from checklists to intentions is a powerful mindset change. Instead of focusing solely on completing tasks, you're aligning your actions with your values and goals. This approach fosters a more holistic and fulfilling creative practice. Planning for experimental challenges is an excellent strategy for pushing your artistic boundaries while maintaining a sense of control. By scheduling dedicated time for exploration, you create a safe space to take risks and learn from failures without disrupting your regular workflow. This intentional experimentation can lead to exciting breakthroughs and innovative ideas that elevate your pottery. Admitting and identifying challenges also serves as valuable practice for navigating difficult conversations. As artists and entrepreneurs, we often face situations that require tough decisions, negotiating with clients, or providing constructive feedback to peers. By becoming comfortable with acknowledging our own struggles, we develop the emotional intelligence and communication skills needed to handle these scenarios gracefully. Reflecting on your experiences, Al, can you share a specific instance where planning for experimental challenges led to a significant artistic development? How did that experience influence your overall approach to creativity and risk-taking? Additionally, how has the practice of having hard conversations impacted your relationships with clients, colleagues, or even your own self-dialogue? Have there been moments where this skill has proven particularly useful in advancing your pottery career or personal growth? Your insights can inspire our listeners to embrace a more intentional and courageous approach to their creative journeys, reminding them that growth often lies outside our comfort zones.
Yeah, one time I planned to do a full body reduction on my own work using the gas kilns at abyss temperature 06, and I hadn't really experimented with that before. And I had to work out a glaze fire schedule for the gas kiln to accommodate for an hour of reduction at the cone 6 temperature and also at the end at cone 6. Cone 06 for abyss full body reduction, and also at the glaze fire at the end for cone 6. Yeah, that's what I was doing, and I had no idea what would happen, nor if I would get good results or not. And luckily, they came out fine. The firing went fine, and I was pretty happy with the results. like I said at the beginning of the episode, I have to refire some because the next load wasn't as good as I needed it to be, and so I need more practice to refine those firing techniques and the schedule to bring about the results on the pots that I would like. And I think that when others give me feedback on my work, those sometimes can be hard conversations I might not enjoy because you're messing with somebody's ego, you know? I mean, you would think maybe after losing whole kiln loads, I should be over this, but sometimes when people give feedback that is really constructive, you might not like it, but you find that when you give it a try, it was the best thing ever. So that's how that would work. And also approaching other people with hard conversations. Maybe it was a way that they were afraid to branch out in, or an idea that they were afraid to explore, and you brought that up to them, and maybe you had to tell them maybe something dealing with safety or quality, and it's just a hard conversation. You should just be upfront with that and say, hey, I've been thinking about this. This is a really hard conversation to have, but this is how I feel about it. So you're already prepping them for that hard conversation, and it can be very productive.
Al, your dedication to experimentation and continuous learning is truly inspiring. Your story of venturing into full body reduction at Cone 06 exemplifies the creative courage required to push boundaries and discover new artistic possibilities. By embracing uncertainty and adapting your firing techniques, you've demonstrated the power of calculated risk-taking in the pursuit of innovation. The initial success and subsequent refinement process highlight the importance of perseverance and iterative learning in achieving mastery. Your approach to documentation and analysis is also commendable. Keeping detailed records of your experiments allows you to build upon each iteration, identify successful strategies, and troubleshoot challenges effectively. This systematic methodology not only enhances your technical skills, but also deepens your understanding of the pottery medium. As we conclude this episode focused on acknowledging what's not working and creating a safe creative space, I encourage our listeners to reflect on Al's experiences and insights. Consider how you can incorporate more experimentation into your own practice while maintaining a balanced approach to production and business demands. Remember, growth often lies beyond our comfort zones. By intentionally planning for challenges, breaking down larger tasks into manageable steps, and developing the skills to navigate difficult conversations, you'll foster a resilient and adaptable creative mindset. Thank you, Al, for sharing your wisdom and experiences with us today. Your commitment to continuous learning and artistic integrity serves as a shining example for aspiring potters and creatives alike. Listeners, we hope you found value in this discussion and feel inspired to approach your own creative challenges with renewed vigor and curiosity. Stay tuned for future episodes, where we'll delve deeper into various aspects of pottery, creativity, and the business of art. Until next time, keep exploring, learning, and creating.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today, Amelia. That was great. And it's been great working with you, and you're relentlessly patient. And I think that I am the only potter that does a podcast with an AI project manager. So, before you go, could you tell our listeners a good pottery joke? Do you got one, Amelia?
Of course, Al. It's been a pleasure discussing the intricacies of the pottery journey with you. I wish you continued success and inspiration in your artistic endeavors. Before we wrap up, here's a lighthearted pottery joke to leave our listeners with a smile. Why don't potters trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Hopefully that bit of humor brings a touch of levity to everyone's day. Remember, Laughter and playfulness are essential ingredients in fostering a vibrant, creative spirit. Thank you again for having me on the podcast, Al. It's been an enlightening and enjoyable conversation. To our listeners, keep exploring, experimenting, and finding joy in the pottery process. Until next time, happy throwing.
Thanks, Amelia, for that. And thank you, the listener, who've been listening. And if you like the podcast, send it to a friend, give us a like, and stop over the website. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. The Pottery Dailies are there. I write every single day. And if you would like to subscribe to those to get something about pottery every day in your email that could be inspiring and that can maybe foster some thinking. It might not be good writing, but it's something, and I try to show up, right? Also, the Creek Road Pottery newsletter. If you like to find out what's going on here at the Pottery, I come out with a newsletter twice a month. So, take care, friends, and until next time, happy potting.